In this video, we're gonna share with you how we do appointment setting to book calls organically.
That's right, guys. This is part 3 in a 3-part video series. So if you haven't watched 1 or 2, go watch them. That being said, if you're looking to dial in your appointment setting game, this is the video for you.
Welcome back to our How to Launch Your Online Coaching Business in 30 Days series. If we have not met yet, we are Jeff and Jess. We're a couple of online business coaches, and we built 2 6-figure online coaching businesses, both within 90 days, completely organically. And now we're sharing with you the lessons we learned along the way to shortcut your success.
And in this video specifically, we're going to show you how to do appointment setting to book calls daily. But before we do that, let's do a little recap.
Great call.
So in video 1 of this appointment setting series, we talked about how to understand your audience as a coach. And we talked about there's actually 4 different lead types in your audience right now. You got the hot, you got the warm, you got the lukewarm, and you got the cold. Very, very important. Then we also talked about the 2 metrics that matter, which are book calls and combos. Following me so far?
I'm following you.
Beautiful. Now let's do a little recap of what we talked about in video 2. So in video 2, we showed you how to take those hot leads that are interested, they're letting you know that they're ready, how to take these people and book them into a call with you, no chit chat needed. So if you missed that, go back and watch them right now. And with that being said, if you've watched them, here is the video on how to do appointment setting to book calls daily. It literally comes down to 3 steps. Jess, you want to tell them what we're going to cover?
Yeah, let's go. So here's what we're going to cover. 1, the appointment setting mindset. 2, our appointment setting framework. And 3, tracking your appointment setting. So first, let's talk about the appointment setting mindset. Overview: when you're DMing people, approach them the same way you would approach them at a dinner party. Think cocktail party energy. So for example, when you go to a cocktail party and you meet someone new, what kind of energy are you bringing to keep it fun and be memorable to that person? We want you to bring that same energy straight into your DM combos.
Right. Well, we can tell you what it doesn't look like. You don't walk in and be like, hey, what do you do? What do you do?
Hey, I'm Jess. Can I, how are you? Yes.
Right.
What do you do? What do you do for business? Okay, perfect. How much do you charge? How many clients do you have? Perfect. Yes.
We hope that's not how you walk into a party. But Jess, you want to let them know how you usually walk into a party?
Well, I mean, it's good time, Jess, when she's walking into a cocktail party. She's ready to have some fun. She's asking how people are doing, making sure everyone's having a good time. Energy is just turned up about 10% or so. Make sure everyone's got a drink in their hand. And, asking, how you doing? What fun plans do you have going on this weekend? Oh, no way. That trip sounds amazing. And so just carrying on some really good conversation that builds rapport and lets them know, hey, this girl's here to have a good time and is actually interested in who I am as a person.
Yes, that's a good little mindset shift, is the 10%. Just boost up your energy by 10%. So think about you when you're walking into a party. I'm sure like when you're going about your day, maybe you're talking like this, but when you're walking into that party, your voice gets up a little bit like this. It goes a little faster. Hey, Tony. Hey, Todd. What's going on? Drinks later. My man. Let's go. Cindy. Oh, shit. Cindy's here. You know what I mean? But you see how my voice got a little bit higher, started talking a little bit faster. I'm sure you guys do the same thing. So just remember to bring that cocktail energy to your DM combos, because the best marketing and appointment setting is when you're just replicating your best self as you would be in person, but doing it virtually.
Exactly. Next, use emojis. They're a great way to make the combo fun, inject your branding, and show your personality. So you can see some of our emojis here. We got a smiley face, the bang, the dancer girl, and some island life happening.
Yeah, so Jess is actually a master at the emoji game.
I love that.
You want to just tell them some of the nuances about it?
Yeah, so with emojis, because people can't tell how you're feeling, or they can take things out of context as they're just reading the lines that you're sending them. So by injecting a fun emoji, you're letting them know like, oh, this is like a happy face. I'm feeling happy. This is like, not a low point. This is a high point. Let's have some fun here. Like little hands coming in, making sure everyone's still having a great time. No one's being put on guard. They're able to let their guard down and trust you. That's kind of how those emojis work for us in our favor when we're having our DM convos, because let's face it, You put a screen in between you and the other person, all of a sudden we clam up, people aren't reading each other correctly, and that's where the combos stop or get really uncomfortable. So just by doing the simple nuance of adding in emojis, it just turns the dial up on your DM combos and makes sure everyone is having a great time.
Beautifully said. Beautifully said. We'll just give one little example of this. And basically, let's say that you were to DM somebody, hey, did you get my last message? That other person could take it like, hey, did you get my last message? But if you are like Jess, you know how to soften it a little bit. So how do you soften that? Hey, did you get my last message? What emoji would you put in there?
Always a smile. Always a smile. So my favorite is, just bumping this up in case you got swamped. I'll always add a smile to it, and I'll usually do like the finger up. Just, bumping this up. I'm right here. Still having a good time though. Like, it's okay. I know you get busy. Little hands. That's what I'm coming in with. But just adding the emojis adds some fun, softens it, and lets them know they're not yelling at me.
Beautiful.
Last, get your vibe right. Listening to music can really help you have fun with it. So I personally, Jeff has caught me doing this. I will put on music and put in my earphones, and I'll have a little dance party while I'm doing it because it instantly just ups that vibe. It helps me bring in that cocktail energy to the conversation. Highly recommend if you need a little pick-me-up as you are diving into your DM combos. Music makes it all better.
It really does. And we've had a lot of our clients say this exact same thing. That being said, I do want to touch on an important note because guys and girls are different. Women are able to spin a bunch of plates at once. They can multitask. Us dudes can't. And so the one piece of advice I would say to guys who are doing appointment setting is make sure if you're listening to music to up the vibe, listen to music without lyrics. Because we've had some guys find themselves where they're just jammed and be like, oh, this is awesome. When they start typing the song lyrics into their combos. That's not ideal. It's still not that bad,
but kind of a good conversation starter.
Right, and we've only seen that happen with dudes, so.
But maybe you gals have that same kind of deal. Hey, just turn the words off, put on some fun beats, have a dance party wordless, and do the damn thing. So now that we have the appointment setting mindset covered, let's talk about our appointment setting framework. Overview. This is the ideal framework to nurture a prospect from cold to hot and eventually book a call with us. So the reason we have a framework for this is just to keep in mind the objective of our DM combos. So the objective is we want to get the book call. Having a framework helps guide us to that point. Also, combos can, kind of get off the rails, or they can start and stop. By having a framework, it gives you great guidelines or a great way to reference, to come back to that conversation and pick it up right where you left off, or get it back on the rails. So bottom line with your DM combos, having a framework lets you go through the stages of the combo without panicking of, ooh, where am I? Or where did we stop the combo? How do I pick it up? Or it's gotten off the rails. How do I get it back to getting onto a book call? So we got you.
Right. I'm going to give a couple little visual metaphor examples if I can.
Yeah, of course.
It's kind of like when you go bowling and you put the bumpers up for your girlfriend who can't bowl for shit.
We've never been bowling.
I know.
Which girlfriend you talking about? Who is she?
Bowling.
But essentially, yes, it's like putting bumpers up.
Right. And so even if the ball's getting off track and it's they can't roll straight for,
It's zigzagging down the way.
It's still going to end up in, a bunch of pins, aka potentially a deal going down.
Exactly.
Then another one, I'm going to throw my twin bro, D, under the bus. This
D,
might give some of you guys a good visual. It's kind of like when D is trying to get a girl into his bed after a late night at the bars, and he's putting up the corral. She's trying to walk this way. Oh, no, where are you going? Bedroom's this way. So I know that's kind of like a rough example.
Essentially, we're just trying to put up the bumpers, the parameters that we're going to stay within. Mm-hmm. And then, sometimes you zigzag. Combos do get off the rails. We're all human. We can't just have a straight arrow all the time.
Yeah, let's go this way.
Exactly. We're just putting up the bumpers for you, giving you a nice framework so that if you do fall off the rails or, you stop a combo and need to pick back up, you know exactly what to do.
Yep. And where things are going to end up in a sale.
Now, let's talk about the appointment setting framework. Step 1, build rapport. Start a fun and memorable convo and deepen the relationship.
And so we're going to actually, in this video, maybe we'll show them how to start rapport.
I think that's a good idea.
Beautiful.
We'll show you how to do it. Keep it nice and clean too so that you can keep on with that combo. Step 2, move the convo to your niche. Now, if you follow step 1 and do that correctly, the prospect will actually be the one who is moving the convo to your niche. It's pretty freaking cool. We got this dialed.
Yeah.
Step 3, find their goals and desires. And step 4, find their problems. Figure out what's holding them back from achieving their goals. Once we know their goals and desires and we know we can help them, then we can propose that call. Step 5, propose the call to help them achieve their goals. So that's very quickly, a high-level framework of how we do DM combos.
Those are the bumpers.
Those are the bumpers.
That's the Derek Corral.
D's gonna be famous for the corral.
Huge D.
Huge D, famous for the corral. But now that we kind of got that framework dialed, let's jump back to step 1 and talk about building rapport, because this is kind of a crucial part of the conversation that helps you go smooth sailing into the rest of the steps.
Totally. So coming back to step 1, we want to build rapport so that you know how to start the appointment setting conversation. Here's the deal. You always want to start the conversation with rapport. Mm-hmm. A lot of people just blow past this. No.
Take some time here.
Take some time here. We've got to keep in mind that if we're trying to attract high-ticket coaching clients, that it's going to take about 2 to 4 weeks for them to actually sign up with us. So then knowing that, we don't need to come in super strong. We could, in knowing that, just be like, hey, we're going to have a 2-week DM combo. Let's make this thing fun. You know what I mean?
Think of it as the beginning of a relationship with somebody. You don't want to just dive right in and say, hey, buy my stuff. That's not going to make anybody happy. That person won't even respond to you. They may even block you. What we want to do is we want to dive in and show them we are interested in them, actually interested in getting to know them. And that's what this rapport phase is. And it helps build that know-like trust so fast and so strong.
Right. And so a lot of coaches don't really teach this. They just teach you to basically, they're all copying each other. It's like, hey, how's it going? How's your day? And stuff like that. And as a result, if you've noticed, you probably have people hitting you up in your DMs and they all sound the same, right? We'll give you one of our little tools of the trade. We'll give you a little tip on how to instantly stand out in people's DMs and instantly in their inbox so that they're just thinking about you for the rest of the month. Because when you stand out, you become the only coach on the field, and eventually when they want to buy coaching, they're going to go to you. So guys, check this out. Jess, let's just role play this one a little bit. Let's say that we get somebody just follows us. What would you say to them? How do we start this off?
Be like, oh, hey Sally, thanks so much for the follow. It's so good to connect with you on here. What brought you to my profile?
Perfectly done. And so then Sally is going to be like, oh, well, I saw that you and Jeff, you guys are a beautiful couple. I just couple goals. I want to hang out with you, but I know I should probably get some coaching from you first. What would you say to that then?
Well, if she was asking about coaching, I would immediately book the call.
Right. That was a bad example. So,
but there's an example of immediately booking the call.
God, she's too good. She's too good. So let's pull it back and let's say that Sally.
Sally. You know my girl, Sally.
Sally is just like, hey, you know what, Jess? I saw that you put up a really cool post, and I thought, this girl seems like my vibe. Wanted to give you a follow.
Oh, I dig that, Sally. Your vibe attracts your tribe. So good to connect with you. Happy to have you here.
Now, slow it down and watch what Jess is about to do right here. Listen to this sentence she's going to say.
Well, now I'm all off track. It's so good to have you here, but what are you doing that's fun this weekend? Any fun plans coming up?
See, this is literally stuff that Jess would say to people at a cocktail with her cocktail energy. And so notice when she's talking, she'll literally be talking out loud and then typing. That's a good tip, is to write like you talk.
That's exactly it. Whenever I'm unsure of something I'm going to be saying, I do say it out loud, or I'll say it out loud to him, or I'll say it out loud to myself, just to make sure it sounds how I would naturally be in a situation of getting to know somebody, whether it's at a yoga class, coffee shop, cocktail party, whatever it is. Make sure it is actually how you would be speaking to people, because they can tell if something is just, copy paste, robotic, there's an agenda. Humans can tell. So if you go into it just being you, talking exactly as you are, they're completely disarmed and ready to have a combo with you.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm sorry. I kind of slowed her flow. As you saw, that this girl is just freaking on it. But then if you see what she just asked, guys, feel free to steal this. I mean, it'll help so much and make you stand out. You notice what Jess said? You want to replay what you said?
Yeah.
What you asked?
I asked, are you doing anything fun this weekend, or do you have any fun plans coming up?
And what does that do? Using a sentence like that do?
What it does is we always are trying to inject the fun in our scenarios. We're big, that's a big value of ours, so it makes sense to put it in, but it also disarms people because they're not getting that question. They're not being asked any fun plans. They're being asked, how was your week? Or, do you need a coach? People aren't actually interested. So by asking them, I got any fun plans coming up? Now they're thinking, oh, fun plans. Okay. And they tell you their fun plans. Or maybe they don't.
Most of the time they won't have fun plans.
Most of the times they won't, but they'll ask you that same question. What about you?
Right. Yeah, I got to slowly scroll down.
I know,
Look,
sorry.
It's just so natural for her. But then here's the thing. We know that with humans, we got some pretty decent etiquette overall as humans. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So if we ask someone, hey, you got any fun plans this weekend? You got anything fun that you got going on? They're going to be like, no, not really. Maybe going to Walmart, going to Home Depot.
Yeah, hanging out.
What about you? Most of the time, like 9 times out of 10, they'll ask it right back to you. Mm-hmm. People have some pretty good etiquette with that. And so knowing human psychology and human etiquette, we know that we should probably have a really good answer in the oven ready to go for that.
Exactly. And so just to make a point on this, it's forced us to make sure we have fun plans happening.
Yes.
Which is great because we love lifestyle. We have fun date nights and fun friend nights and things. So our answer always comes back. We always have a fun plan during the week. And so...
Can I stop you right
yes,
there?
Sorry.
I mean, we love to chill hard though too. I'm sure you guys do too. But if someone were to ask us no, you got anything fun going on this weekend? If we were to just be like, actually, we're just going to be in bed like Netflix and chilling the whole time, that's not memorable.
We do that maybe on Friday, and then Saturday we'll go do something fun.
Right. And so it's forced us to up-level our lifestyle game, and we'll do the same thing for you, which is just a win, because that's why we're doing this, right? To have a better life.
Exactly.
So what's a good example of an answer to this?
So a good example, I'm going to give 2 ends of the spectrum here. So when we are by a beach, and let's say when we're in Puerto Rico on weekends, sometimes we'll be renting a catamaran with friends and going out for the day and having a great time. But also on the other end of the spectrum, sometimes we'll be going out for brunch, having a cocktail and tacos, and that's fun too. So whatever, you don't have to be going on hot air balloon rides and helicopter rides and doing all this crazy stuff all the time. The simplest things such as brunch cocktails with friends, listening to music, those things are fun too. So 2 ends of the spectrum. Sometimes, yeah, it'd be fun and crazy and cool. Other times it'd just be simple, luxurious, and cool. So either answer would be fine in this situation, but the point of it is we're giving them something fun we're doing that is fun to most people, hanging out, community, eating good food, being on a weekend, being in the sun, things like that, where now you're memorable to them. Like, oh, Jess is going to be, going to brunch, having cocktails with friends, and then hitting the beach after this weekend. That sounds like a vibe.
It's so right. And so some of our clients really crush like this. Like with Greta, when people ask her, hey, what do you got going on this weekend? She's awesome. She's just been traveling around Europe for indefinitely for the whole last year. Yeah, she's awesome. If you watch some of her past videos, we told you how we got her up and running, and now she's just freaking crushing it. But when someone asked her, she's like some of her answers are so wild. I remember one of them was, I'm going to take myself on a full weekend solo date. I'm going to be watching the sunrises, sunsets. I'm going to be playing ukulele. I'm going to be getting myself a full pizza for each meal. It's going to be a vibe.
She was goals.
And then all of a sudden, she says that to me, and with me being the coach even, she was in my head for the whole rest of the week. She
still is in our head.
I'm like, that's a vibe. And so guys, the same thing could happen with you. And it's like, for example, with us, if we tell someone, hey, yeah, we're renting a catamaran for the weekend, how often do you hear that come up in conversation? You don't. And so then it would stick in people's head, and they're going to be thinking, whoa, fun time, catamaran. Wait, what the heck do these people do again? Then they're going to click and creep on your profile again. And then they might even ask you, hey, what is it that you do again? Even though you know that they know.
Exactly.
But then they've just pulled the conversation to your niche.
Exactly. And that's why this building rapport stage, it can seem so simple, and it is, but it's so important to do. We don't want to skip over this step. When it comes to talking about lifestyle and fun, don't skimp on the details. People will be interested if you're interesting and you're interested in them. the conversation will then end up beautiful, and it could lead to a really good long-term relationship as a client coach.
That's so true. Yeah, in order to be memorable, yeah, you either have to be interested or interesting, or best of both worlds, be both.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so if you become a client of ours, we literally hook you up with custom tailored. We make it in your voice, so it doesn't sound like a script. It's literally your vibe. But we give you like 5 to 7 of these rapport, like these icebreakers that work really, really well.
Exactly. Oh, I love talking about this. It's such a good topic.
Yeah, so guys, that's just one piece of appointment setting. And this video would be really long if we really showed you the whole thing. And yeah, but I hope you guys can see that it's a lot more than just being like, hey, what do you do? Looks like you could use a coach. No, don't say that.
It's not about, don't be the spammy people that are just out there, buy my stuff. Actually be interested in people you're talking to.
Right. So to pull it back on this one little tip that we're sharing with you guys, like we got a bunch of them, but it's like when you're building rapport, and make sure that you ask someone, hey, what do you got going on for fun this weekend? And then when they ask you back, because 9 times out of 10 they'll ask you back, you better have a good answer ready for them. If you do, you're going to stick in their head. And so when they're ready to look for a coach, you're the only one on their mind.
Exactly. Last, let's talk about tracking your appointment setting. Keep track of your book calls and combos each day. In our program, we give you a tracking sheet that makes it very easy to keep track of your appointment setting. However, keeping track of it in any way that suits you will work.
Right, like you could do it on a piece of paper, on a notepad, what have you. You just got to keep track.
As a reminder, we found it takes 30 combos on average to get 1 booked call. Book 1 call a day, 5 times a week, close at 20% plus, that equals 1 new client a week. And at 3K plus per client, you're easily at over 10K a month. So your action step is to get in 30 combos a day to easily hit 10K a month. 30 combos a day should take you around 30 minutes to an hour and a half. Last, tracking appointment setting makes troubleshooting easy. So for example, if you're not booking 1 call a day at least, then you can go back into your tracking sheet and first see, okay, am I hitting my 30 combos a day? If the answer is, oh, well, I'm not hitting my 30 combos a day, then okay, easy fix. Make sure that you hit your 30 combos a day.
But what if they are hitting their 30 combos a day? Maybe I jumped the gun on that.
No, I was ready to get into it, but I'm glad you asked. But if you look at your tracking sheet and you're like, I'm hitting my 30 combos a day, but I'm not getting any book calls, the problem could be that you're not following a workflow in your DM combos that works. And so you need to adjust what you're saying in your combos so that you can get down to proposing that call, which was step 5.
That's exactly it. So just to recap what Jess just said right there, because I mean, this is like second nature for this girl.
Oh, I'm trying to get better at it.
Yeah,
better.
It's tough when someone's trying to slow your flow. You know what I mean?
Let's just go.
It's like when you ask a natural, it's like, how do you swing the bat so well? You know what I mean? It's like, the fuck?
Yeah, shoot.
But, okay, first let's back it up.
Okay.
If someone's having 30 combos a day, they should be getting 1 book call.
Correct.
But if they're having 30 combos a day, but they're not getting at least 1 book call, what's the issue?
The issue is that their conversations they're having, what they're saying in their conversations, needs to be tweaked. They need to work on that.
Bingo. Beautifully said.
Thank you. Then you can get that book call. Once you tweak that combo, lead in direction of proposing the call, you're gold.
So that's how you do appointment setting to book calls daily. You just got to make sure that you dial in 3 things. Number 1, your mindset. Number 2, the framework. And number 3, your tracking. You do all 3 of these things and you will be booking 10 to 30 calls a month, just like our clients do. Pretty awesome, right?
Really awesome. And that's why an online coaching business is the simplest and fastest online business to start and scale to 6 figures. You can get started for free and you can start charging 3K to 10K on day 1. And you can run this business in as little as 2 hours a day.
Pretty freaking awesome.
Pretty awesome.
And if you don't know what to say with your appointment setting to get people from the DMs into book calls, just use this right here.
We got you.
We got you. So guys, that's all we got for this video. We hope you like this little appointment setting series inside of our bigger quick start series.
Yep.
And with that being said, if you have any questions, post them down below. If you want our personal help helping you build an online coaching business that you love, go ahead and book a call below, and we will see you in the next video.
Bye guys.